I don't know what the fuck to say. Welcome to the first official episode of Heard from a Friend podcast. That's what we're calling it for now. I don't know if we'll stick with it, to be honest, but that's what we came up with, and it at least gets us, started up. But yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a while, and we're finally fucking doing it. Technically, we kind of did a first episode, but honestly, that shit it hit the fan.
So I'll say official.
Official, right? Okay, because I was saying official because this is the first one that's actually gonna be released, hopefully. But yeah, what's it called? We've been talking about doing a podcast for a while. Mainly just because we like, our conversations can go anywhere from stupid little things that we see on the internet to, honestly, it can get pretty deep here sometimes. But that's between friend groups, or that's between friends, and our friend group just decided, let's fucking record ourselves, see what happens. But yeah, my name is Richard. Over here we got Lee, and then we got Steve, as known as Ninjubee or Leesarous on any of our online stuff. So yeah, I mean, if we want to start off, we go start with Lee. I don't know, what do you do? Hello, who are you?
Hello. However you said it. Hi. Happy Pride. It's June 23rd. Yay. Hi, my name is Leesarous on literally everything and anything. I was gonna say I stream, not really. Might at some point pretty soon because this is set up again. Yeah, we think we're interesting enough to do a podcast apparently, so that's what we're doing. We're doing the damn thing. So this is the official first podcast. As you said, the first one was kind of a shite show, just audio wise. But now we tested things and it should be fine now.
Right, we think we got it down. We'll see.
Hopefully.
If you're seeing this, obviously it did.
Yeah. Hello.
Or hearing this.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I want to say. I'm mostly on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, even Snapchat. The whole 9 yards. Leesarous. Marketing, baby. That's a fucking brand right there. That's kind of about it.
Alright, Steve, hit it up. Talk about yourself, you fucking... Never mind.
At some point, I was watching Lee talking, and I was like, dude, did I forget to hit record?
I hate you.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
You didn't say anything important anyway.
No, I didn't say anything in general.
Exactly.
Neither did Lee. Yeah, my name's Steve. I go under Ninjubee on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and
Pornhub.
Exclusively. I like gym stuff. I like anime. I like dorky shit that I consider dorky for myself. I'm really bad at time management.
Yeah.
Still very bad. I have full-time job, full-time student, working on a career, but hopefully, we make something out of this. Like Lee said, we think we're well enough to be interested people that we can talk you guys' ears off for about maybe an hour or so. Other than that.
I was gonna say, honestly, like, there's the whole part of being interesting enough for other people to hear, but honestly, I do like listening back to our conversations. They're so stupid, and they could take the dumbest turn or like most deep turn, like I was saying. So I like hearing us back at least. So
yeah.
And they say if you're not putting out stuff that you would watch, why do you expect others?
That's true. I stream every day that I can. We're very heavy on Valorant. You guys have seen my stream or do see my streams or have came across a TikTok of mine, I'm either yelling, screaming, talking shit with and to our friends or with each other amongst other people
or being yelled at and talk shit towards.
Yeah.
Well, that's welcome to the friend group.
Yeah. But I think that's about it. Yeah, that's us.
Cool. My name.
Three sides of a shit show.
Yes. My name Richard. Been called RichScorpion, Scorpy, whatever you guys want. Honestly, I don't care.
Scorpy.
Okay.
Moose.
No. That's a whole different conversation.
Big
anyway.
Oh, well, mine was a little bit more on the
I'm
Goofy
talking about his
side.
Yeah,
hands, dude.
his-
I'm talking about his hands.
Oh, sure.
Nobody thought you were talking about his hands. Nobody.
You're just thinking what you want in your hands.
Did I look
Anyway,
True.
Wouldn't fit.
I am also on Twitch. Like I said, RichScorpion. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. TikTok, trying to upload a lot more than I have been recently. But what's it called? That one's just more like the longs of highlights and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. What's it called? I'm a self-proclaimed gamer. I am a musician. I have a couple songs on Spotify and iTunes. You care to listen along. What's it called? But overall, yeah, I don't know. I'm just we're just all a bunch of gamers slash people who just want to seem interesting to see what we can do out there, putting ourselves out there. I feel like you have to have some form of narcissism to think that people would watch this or anything you put out. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. But let's just fucking head off into our first topic here. Fuck, Lee, you just
Well,
fucking.
I was gonna say it's now a topic I just thought of or whatever. Not really a topic.
Okay.
What we've been saying, what I started off with saying is that we think we're interesting enough, but going off of what Rich said, anybody and everybody that posts anything online is sort of narcissistic to a certain extent. You want to share your life, yeah, there are people that are doing it to like have the memory, share with other people, like, oh, look at this thing I did, for fun or whatever. But there's a form of narcissism where you think it's good enough or nice enough or whatever enough to be shared online for public consumption.
And I
so
think...
Shane Dawson, suck that.
Oh,
we're all narcissistic
Already.
a little bit. Everybody's got a tendency.
yeah. Anybody who posts it online, even
Streamers
TikTok.
especially.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you were ever a streamer or ever wanted to stream on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, OnlyFans, you can stream on OnlyFans.
Oh.
Anywhere. You think
That's
you're
what I'm
interesting enough to stream.
Even
You're
okay,
A little narcissistic.
a little tangent, going into the OnlyFans thing. Also, it's like you kind of also have to kind of think that you're a lot hotter than most people, and
OnlyFans for sure.
and
Kind of.
especially people on that platform. Because let's be real, at this point, that I feel like it's gotten big enough to the point where there's so many people doing OnlyFans, doing these other subscribing kind of things where you get porn. Essentially, you're paying for porn.
True.
But you're kind of like, you put yourself in that mental space, or like you think that you're hot enough to the point where you can get rich off of it, because
True.
you see all these people posting
Or
like
get
their
some
income
coin.
and stuff like that. Yeah, but
True.
at least I feel like in a way, like, some people don't, or at least not everybody's gonna buy into just some random hot girl that just started an OnlyFans or whatever. Not everyone's just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay X amount of money for this. It's like, okay, well, what sets you apart from the rest of these other people who are also hot?
True.
You know what's crazy about that? And now that you're talking about that, is that like you look at Twitch, you look at OnlyFans, you got famous people who don't need money, who are already fucking famous, loaded with cash, fucking putting up pictures, uploading porn, or fucking who knows what they're uploading, on OnlyFans. Or you go into like Twitch and you got people like T-Pain who came out recently and said, I've made more money on this fucking platform than I've made on music. And you
I
got
didn't know that.
yeah. And then you got people like retired soccer players like Chicharito, who went from playing around the world soccer professionally and is now just sitting at home playing Call of Duty and talking shit to little kids.
I thought he was still playing professionally. We need to
No.
talk to Derek.
No, I think he retired. Like, he's officially done.
Really?
We just have Derek on the line for
call
soccer
Derek.
facts randomly.
Literally.
Oh my god, that'd be funny.
But yeah, no. So like, it's crazy to think that we have things like that where it's like you have
'Cause-
I guess you could say like the regular crowded people like us.
Yeah.
Who will upload and
I think
someone will enjoy, and then you have people who like already have a name for themselves and are doing these things mainly because it's a trend and it's something to talk about, and the more you talk about them, obviously the more famous they are. But it's always like, it amazes me that like we have all these like famous celebrities, especially male celebrities, they're on OnlyFans, and then the Twitch thing is just hilarious because it's like for T-Pain to come out and say that, it's like, damn, they weren't really paying him shit back then, and
they still aren't.
which Yeah, and then
Really?
apparently Twitch is paying more, which I've seen his streams.
Uh-huh.
Fucking hilarious, dude.
So, because like, as far as I know, from like when it comes to the music scene, especially for, if you're trying to go pro, like become a professional musician, it really doesn't pay much. Like as far as like, putting your music on or people listening to your music, like people earn pennies on fucking Spotify. Like if you listen to, like for example, what's it called? One of the bigger ones that'll probably like for example Drake. I know he put out his new album and stuff, and he's already gotten like millions of fucking listens or whatever it is. No matter what, that the amount of money that comes in from that will never fucking reach anything that's necessarily, I guess, livable for anybody that just wants to do that. Like, if you want to go pro like that, you have to fucking sell merch. You have to honestly do like the bigger stuff like he does, like endorsements or starting your own product, shits like that. Because realistically, concerts not even. So I saw, yeah, I literally just saw a video about this too of like I guess smaller artists in a way going on tour. Honestly, a lot of them come out red, like owing or like spending their own money to go on tour. Like,
True.
yeah, especially right now with COVID too, because I saw this guy. He went on tour, and they did one show which went great apparently, but then the next two had to be canceled. They only had like maybe 4 shows, but the next two got canceled because somebody got COVID in the band, and because of that, they had to start losing money on all this shit on like gas, fucking hotels,
The place they have to
the
stay
place that
longer
they
now
yeah
because of
exactly
it. Yeah.
what's it called, it came out basically to like they were literally negative 13 grand of their own money invested into touring. Luckily they were able to reschedule their shows and
Nice.
Did basically sell out for all of them except for like one, but even then it was
That's
still
not bad.
very well sold. So
Yeah.
I think he like just barely broke even, if not maybe earned a little bit. But either way, it's like, it's tough to kind of do these things, especially like, as an independent, person where you're not getting,
Artiste.
yeah, exactly, where you're not really necessarily like, being backed by a company or anything. But at the same time, like you're saying, like Chicharito or fucking T-Pain, they're making more money on Twitch and stuff like that. I think it's because you're cutting out the middleman. You're not under contract for anything like that. You're not getting all of these. I guess like not like you don't pay. I guess be real. You're not really necessarily paying for music or anything like that anymore. You're just paying the service, the streaming service. So what's it called? Instead of that, they're getting money directly from fans.
Yeah.
So it's a lot better in that way, but then there come the other things where it's like, okay, well now you have to do your own taxes type of stuff, or like you have what's it called, expenses or other things to worry about, like reliability, things like that. But yeah, it's fucking crazy when it comes to like how much you think a celebrity is actually making versus like what they really do get. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Chicharito's well off because soccer pays
I was gonna say that too.
only.
Athletes
I
are.
think yeah, I think he just does it.
Mhm.
Which is cool. I mean, his fan base, he had like a shit ton of people watching him
He had all of Mexico
obviously-
watching him.
that basically know who he is.
Mhm.
It's so I was like, funny. Like I hopped into one of his streams.
Mhm.
I was like, I wonder what he does. Just talking shit in Spanish. So, like some random kid in COD during those like 6v6 matches. I was like, oh fuck. I was like, okay, well, I was like, you got nothing to lose at this point. Like you're just doing your own thing. And
I
he looks happier.
I
too.
really wish he would be playing FIFA. That'd be just funny as fuck.
A lot of people asked him, and I don't think he wanted to. I'm sure he did,
Yeah.
but it would be like very cliche.
But it's just like, it's the thing of like him making more money playing virtual soccer than actually playing soccer. Like that would just be fucking
Yeah.
hilarious to me.
I stopped playing Sims 4 because I made All of Us and like Jasmine, I think, and I forget who else was included in that Sims game. Sims me was doing way better in life than real me was, and I felt bad about myself, so I stopped playing it. Yeah.
Didn't you mention that to us?
I think he did.
Yeah,
I remember
tell
this.
everybody. I tell literally everybody when it comes to The Sims because everybody's played The Sims at least once, or at least
Yeah.
has a really good comprehension of what it is. for like the 0.0.0.0.0.02% of you out there in the universe that don't know what the fuck Sims is about. It's a life simulator. That's it.
Well,
And you just control someone's life. You can make a whole family or whatever, kill them, all that
yeah.
shit.
I've never played
But-
Sims, but I imagine that.
But you know what it is,
Right.
You got like a general idea of what it is. I'm just saying, like, for those people that don't know anything about Sims, like nothing at all,
Mhm.
surprising.
Yeah.
I feel like you live under an internet rock if you don't know anything about the Sims, like absolutely anything.
But I was saying, like, is it like? I don't imagine it to follow like the same rules as like our world when it comes to like economy and stuff, right?
No, it
No.
does.
I mean,
no, well, not like real life.
it's like your character. This is the part where I'm like, okay, I want to play The Sims now again because my brain is now locked on the idea of your sim starts with however much money you decide to start your sim out with. It could be 20,000, 30,000. I remember back in the day. I'm pretty sure there are cheat codes and mods that do this now, where you can start with infinite amount of money. Like that's the idea. You are a bunch like. You could change the age of your character, of your sim. I always choose 20s or whatever to like relate or whatever. What the fuck? This 20-something-year-old me in a computer generated game has over like 60K or 100K or some shit like that. Bitch, where? Bitch, where? From who? What's his name? What's her name? Sure, I don't know what the fuck. Damn, where do we get that money from? Because a bitch needs to know. Especially out here in LA. Fuck that shit.
But that's
my God.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you start off with essentially cheat codes, like
in The Sims, it's all cheats.
I
basically.
forget where the fuck did I hear it. It's like
that's the base.
Yeah, it's like some show. It's like, I don't remember. Anyway, they were playing like a game or whatever, and they're like, the one of the characters was being like enticed to cheat in the game, and they're like, no, that's cheating, and they're like the fucking opponent, they're like, dude, your opponent's rich, they're cheating at life, you should just do it anyway. It's just like, fuck, he's not wrong.
If not cheating, then it's a handicap at life, so you should cheat so you could at least try to match the handicap.
It was Gravity Falls, I remember. Good show.
The show Gravity Falls?
Gravity Falls.
Oh,
They literally said it in the
that's
Disney
funny.
Channel fucking
good
animated show.
good Disney.
Dude, that fucking entire. Wait, no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, Gravity was Disney, huh? I was thinking of Cartoon Network, but that's like Adventure Time.
It was like Disney XD, but still a really
I
good
thought
fucking
Gravity
show.
Falls was part of Cartoon Network, but I think you are
I think
right.
so.
I think it is part of Disney. Disney had like a point where they were a little funky, or they were trying to get like, I don't even know what you would call that era of cartoon.
Edgy?
Funny enough, it started with Flapjack. All those companies that made Adventure Time, 16, or was it Catbug, like all those kind of shows. You know exactly the kind of art style I'm talking about too.
That's
All spawned from Flapjack. They all came from Flapjack. Like almost every single artist or creator, animator. It's crazy. There's a diagram somewhere out there on the internet right now that's like Flapjack, and then it's like a family tree just
Wasn't it Chowder first and then Flapjack?
No, Flapjack then Chowder. Yeah, the
Oh.
diagram shows that too as well. And then obviously stuff branching from that.
Pendleton.
What's that
Pendleton
Gumball one?
was the- Yeah, Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Amazing
that
World
one
of
is
Gumball.
That one's
Very-
funny as fuck, dude.
Like, there's so many relatable episodes.
Love Gumball.
Mhm.
That shit is funny. I think my gym partner's a monkey also came from Flapjack too.
Really?
One of the animators. Yeah, I think so.
I didn't like that one. It was too cringy for me.
I feel like that. So like, the level of cringe or like just my brain at some point just like mental health and shit like that caught up, and my brain was like, I don't really enjoy the like watching. Like I barely like I still love Ed and Eddie, but like if I watch it nowadays, I just get mad that the kids are all dicks, and I legit ask where the parents are at the entire time.
Yeah.
Like that's just a never ending joke for me. Like, where's your dad? Like we could all be sitting there, I'm like, where the fuck is the mom and dad? What is this shit? Oh my god! Like that's where my brain goes. So then it's like, at the very bottom is like Kids Next Door, because I could not just the parents are dicks, the teenagers are assholes, and they have giant tree houses, and the parents don't see it. That my brain just couldn't get behind it. And then
Wait,
Ed
they
and
don't show
Eddie.
their parents, right?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Next
No,
Door?
they
Yeah,
do.
they do.
Next Door?
But they're
Yeah.
all like dumb and oblivious.
Yeah, they're all idiots, and I that's the satire of it all. It's like, or not the satire, but the joke is
Damn, I don't remember it.
parents are idiots. But yeah. I think where it was my gym partner's a monkey was like at that cusp of like this is really cringy and I can't enjoy it too. It's alright, I could watch it because
It's
there's
like the
nothing
Johnny
else on.
Test show, no?
Same thing with Johnny Test. I didn't watch that
Johnny
shit.
Test was on the same level, yeah,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
a
I think-
little. I think a little
Yeah,
better.
I think
'cause-
they tried really hard for it to be like Dexter's Laboratory.
Kind of, yeah. New Age Dexter, yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. Johnny Test being New Age Dexter.
The sisters
Oh.
were spot on like having older dick siblings.
Yeah.
So
And like when you said older sisters and they were spot on, get like older dick, I was like, did they hook up with older men? And
no,
what?
no.
I'm so confused.
This is a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Dude, all the
What
moms
was-
were thick.
I was gonna say
Oh,
The
you're right.
Incredibles, like Dexter's Laboratory. I think like Sarah
Miss
from Powerpuff Girls.
Bellum.
Bro, there's no reason a woman should have been drawn like that when we were children. No
You know her first name?
reason.
Miss Be-
There's
oh, Sarah
no
Bellum?
reason.
They said it so many times.
It's ridiculous. And I mean, God forbid the gays get a month and want to like kiss
Mhm.
each other on TV and shit. Oh, let's get up in arms about fucking Buzz Lightyear having a lesbian mom or America Chavez or whatever her name was.
Oh,
from
I saw it
the
yesterday.
Madness of
Which
the
one?
Multiverse or whatever. And
Buzz.
she has
I haven't
like,
watched it.
gay
Don't talk about it.
Oh, it's like,
I
I didn't
mean-
even know that. That was a thing.
It's not his parents.
Still,
No. Oh no, I'm talking about America Chavez, but the Buzz
Yeah,
Lightyear
yeah.
thing. There's a character that apparently is
has
like
two moms.
is lesbian or what is
No,
is
yeah,
yeah, he
someone
is.
or something.
Yeah. So
So-
I mean, without spoiling anything, because it's already in the trailer and they show it
I
too.
don't- uh-huh.
Oh, well, they talk about it. And it was like the big controversy is Buzz's coworker
Partner?
/ best friend partner.
Yeah.
Because they obviously when you watch it, they'll explain the whole film. She comes out to be lesbian, and through like segments of the movie, like you see her like progress in her life with her partner.
Okay, I remember
But-
now.
but-
yeah.
The whole
But it's
thing,
never-
you watch her whole life. I thought it was
Yeah.
just like they had
No.
established like, oh, I'm gonna
No,
cry.
Okay,
dude, it is.
that's
It's
enough.
so. It's
That's
so.
so
fucked.
cute.
No, I'm not
I'm
gonna talk
gonna
about it.
cry. I know,
It's
I
so
know.
fucked. It's so fucked, but it's so good.
That's
Like
so
the way
good.
they show
Oh
it.
wait, no, I don't
And
want to know anymore. Now that
No,
you
no,
said it's so fucked, I don't want to
Here's
know.
the best. Here's the best part, and I think this is the
Aw.
best way. The best.
No,
Pixar did this one, right? Yeah.
Oh no, I
Um,
would cry.
They executed it so well because the way they talk about it, it's like, oh, Buzz knows already. Like they just talk about it.
Okay, now you're ruining it. I thought it was already established. I didn't know
No,
he had no
they
idea.
they do establish it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the way they
But you
bring
just-
it up,
oh, never
the way
mind.
they bring it up to the public is like he just knows because it's such a
Oh,
nonchalant
okay. That's
conversation.
what I was,
Yeah,
also, when they talk about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
I didn't
like-
know that. I thought it was just like, I don't know. See,
Well, they talk about it. They
I'm-
show something for
I'm
it, and
into
then
it,
clicks.
and then I'm also not into it because I think you guys know me, and I feel like a decent amount of like the gay community or LGBTQIA plus community agrees. Where it's kind of like, does it have to be a conversation every single time I tell someone that I like penis, or
No,
if I'm a
but-
woman that I like?
You guys need to
Vagina.
watch it so I can talk about it. No, it's not that. They don't talk about it like that. That's what I'm saying. They did. It was such a perfect way of doing it because they it's like they talk about it and then all you hear in the conversation is her and she. That's it. That's it.
They're
And
just having a
it's so
normal
cute.
conversation.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, when you said they were talking about it, I
No,
thought you
like
meant they
they
were
sat down
talking
and-
about
no,
it,
that-
her
that-
sexuality.
That's why like in the conversation between
Oh.
Buzz and the other
It's
character,
nonchalant. Got
it's
you.
so nonchalant
God
and
damn
it's
it,
so
Steve.
cute.
This is our friend dynamic, you guys. Fucking trying to interpret what the fuck Steve's saying half the time.
Well,
One
I
thing
can't
and then he actually
because
means something else.
I'm treading lightly. I don't want to.
I know, like literally, he's just trying not to spoil. Like, listen, I
What
appreciate you
mercy.
for that.
Fuck
but-
you.
I appreciate you for that.
No, not
That's all I'm
you,
saying.
the other
Oh,
one.
Okay, good.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, I'm on your side.
But anyway, that is still my point though on that. Don't
Yeah.
fucking make a big fiasco of someone being gay in your thing, whatever it is, a game, book, movie, whatever. For the love of God, just treat it like it's normal because it is.
Right.
Over being a celebration or a token, except for June, which has been the worst fucking pride ever in my life. Just got through
Talk about
COVID,
it.
so that's fun.
You get to celebrate, huh?
Not at
No,
all.
I mean
Mhm.
tonight, hopefully I can. Jesus, I'm trying to squeeze in as much pride as I can
Squeeze into
now.
some cheek.
Dude, thank you, my ancestors and elder community members that gave me my rights and shit so I can do what I like to do. Man.
Mhm.
Man.
And
Uh,
they're boys.
Yeah, and
Mwah,
they
mwah,
were
mwah.
and they were boys and now they're men.
Yeah, you guys need to
Ew,
watch
that
it.
sounds gross.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to.
You haven't. Yeah, you really haven't been able to do anything this month.
Fuck
That
no.
sucks.
You've had back-to-back shit. Yeah.
Dude, this is terrible. This is, like I said, this has been the worst Pride ever. I swear. I started the month off with strep. Spent the second week of June healing from strep. Went to a 80s party for my aunt's 50th. Got COVID from there. I was good for 2 days, and that's when I made plans for that weekend, that Friday. And then 2 days later, no. So Sunday party, Monday, Tuesday. Monday made a plan, Tuesday following through with it or whatever. And then Wednesday hit, and then symptoms started showing. And then Thursday was like, oh, you're tested, you're full on, like you got COVID. I was like, awesome. So second week was like barely half normal, and the rest was just shit. And then the third week, I think I'm in the third week.
Yeah, finishing it basically.
Third
Yeah,
week.
'cause you got one week
So,
left.
so I'm kind of like making up that missed week. The fucking Monday and Tuesday where I was normal, I had COVID this week. And then Wednesday, Thursday, during the COVID week, I was out, and now I'm back at work because I tested negative twice today. Once in the morning, like at 8 a.m., and then when I went to work, and I was in the office at 11 a.m. I tested again, and came out negative. I do sound very nasally though. I think I got a sinus infection from COVID, but that's not contagious. So fuck you, universe. I'm still gonna do my shit.
You don't sound that bad, honestly.
No, I don't think so either.
You
I could
can
just
have
I can just feel it. That's why. I
Yeah,
can feel it,
the pressure?
right here. Yeah, it's gonna go away. All sinus infections do. So it's
Mhm.
just like a matter of time. But yeah, I'm not trying to like.
Is this your first time getting COVID, or you have?
This is my very first time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, I remember that.
At least that I'm aware of, because I think I might have had it one time, but I wasn't working a regular work schedule, and I think I was off like 3 or 4 days afterwards. And we still, but at the time we were just going into people's houses primarily, so I was
Mhm.
always wearing a mask anyways. Never took it off unless we were in the car going home or going to another job.
Were you
But,
already vaxxed?
Yeah.
No, that's like early. No, you were still doing that like early.
I don't know. I am vaxxed in general. I did it
Right.
when everybody was getting vaxxed here in LA, when they were like, okay, now everyone can be vaxxed.
Are you 2 or 3?
What?
Years old?
Shot?
I'm a 10. I don't
2 or 3, like on the first or second shot or the third shot.
I don't know what you mean by that.
If you
Like, how
got
many?
uh,
you have?
How many do I have?
Mhm.
2. I'm that once and
Okay.
twice. That's it.
Okay.
I am not boosted.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really planning on it, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, I hear about a lot of like the side effects and stuff like that, and just people's reactions in general. And my body is like, I don't know. I personally don't like getting vaccinated when it comes to just the flu and stuff. I don't do flu shots. I don't know. I don't like needles, number one. That's like the main thing.
Mhm.
Even though I want tattoos, so that's why it's like it's not that big of a deal. Like for the vaccine for COVID, or someone tells me a pandemic thing is happening and I could die if or I have a really, really shitty time if I do get this virus, then yeah, I'm gonna get the vaccine.
Well, if we
But-
travel, I ask because if we travel at some point this year, next year, we need a third one.
two.
They
You
don't-
need a third
No,
one?
they're not requesting.
I didn't
booster.
hear that.
Yes, they are.
No,
my
they-
mom. They asked my mom for the third one.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it just
Uh-huh.
depends what country too.
I know they might, mainly because if you got your initial ones way too early, or like really early, like they're gonna
Oh, like a
it runs
re-up.
out.
I've
Yeah.
heard about that. I've heard about
It expires.
it doesn't
supposed to-
expire, but your immunity
like
gets
a-
to like very
It's like the
flu
flu
shot.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
seasonal.
just re-up during the season or whatever. I'm not against that, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm not a big fan of needles
Mhm.
at all. So it's like
I mean, it's one needle versus getting to go to fucking, I don't know, Japan. or
the
whatever.
ER
Yeah.
and shit like
Or
that.
that
So, yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No, the funniest thing, speaking
Mm-hmm.
of COVID, is I recently had a conversation with my dad. So my little sister just graduated, right?
Mhm.
Graduated middle school, culminated. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
graduate.
high
No, no.
school. I was like,
No. She,
am I
her quince is
old?
co- no,
I mean,
her
I'm-
15th is coming up in
mm.
September, which you guys are invited, by the way.
I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
old.
Yeah. So her 15th is gonna be here, so you guys are invited. Just letting
Mhm.
let it out there now. But anyways, so I talked to him. So I come home from work, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna eat, like whatever, blah blah blah, because I eat while I stream. So
And record.
Yep,
I'm
record
like,
podcast.
and I eat while we record. So I'm talking to him, and I'm like, dude, why are you mad? Like, why do you look upset? He was like, can you believe they're making us get tested 24 hours before her culmination? I'm like, dude, why are you mad about that? I was like, it's for her. Like, just do it. Like, I'm like,
It's also not that big of a deal
It
to
really
get
isn't
tested
anymore.
nowadays.
it
I
isn't-
literally,
it
every
was-
time I did mine at home, I literally, like, it was like that. It's so
yeah,
fast.
it was so funny, and like my mom was laughing because she was like, you know, your dad, he's just old and grumpy. I'm like, yeah. I was like, but I was talking to him. I'm like, why are you upset? He's like, it's against my rights. I was like, shut up. I was like, don't, please. I was like, out of all the people in the world, I was like, because I won't out him. I was like, you have no right to talk about any of that.
Terrible.
So be quiet. But he went, did it, whatever. And he was like, I was like, do you feel bad about it? He was like, no. He's like, I just think it's dumb. I'm like, whatever, dude. And he's back. My household's fully back. We have both already.
I was-
My mom has three. My mom has a third one because she left Guatemala.
Like your dad's that kind of person that just hates being told what to do, type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Or
he's a
like-
military household, so he comes from authority, and his thing is, like, it's my house, my rule.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, dude, like, just fucking do it. Like, if the school's asking you for the kids'
Ugh.
safety, for the people there, just do it. Like, who gives a fuck? I was like, it's for her. It's not for you. I was like, nobody cares if you have it or not. They just want to know that you can actually appear and show up because they were limited. The only way you get there was 2 heads.
Oh
2
yeah.
people, 2 household, and you had to get tested. And that was it.
They did-
I was like, they weren't asking you to go get a shot. They were saying, hey, just go get tested.
Mhm.
That was it. But
I
apparently, there was a lot of parents.
I had to fucking take a test recently too, just because. Dude, I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're like in another spike or. If, like,
yeah, we are actually.
we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
It's after spring break. That's what happened. That's what I got hit with. That was one of those. I'm part of the statistic now. Another one. Jesus.
But yeah, what's it called? Like 2 people in my job came down with it, and each time we had to take we all had to take a test just to make sure that the rest of us were good. But
Are you doing the swab, like the no swab test?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same.
yeah,
I think that's the only fast, like
yeah.
test.
Brain one.
Huh?
it's a
the
brain,
brain one?
dude. It doesn't even go
Sure,
that
it's not
far.
even that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay,
the swab is
so-
small. I mean, the
so I did
Q-tip
it.
is like that big.
I don't know if you guys remember. Remember that time where I got really sick
Yes.
3 years ago now? So unofficially, I think I got it. From what my doctor told me, I have the antibodies for it.
Oh, then
He was like-
you've had it.
But I had it. But it was around the time where it was like people were like, "Don't worry
Everyone
about
thought
it."
it was still a flu.
They're like, it's like it
Oh.
was like the swine flu. It's not gonna
I know
be
what you're
here.
talking about.
So
Yeah,
it was that weird time frame, right?
that was way in the
by
beginning.
the
That
way,
happened
that
to me
shit-
and my dad. That shit was awful.
That shit was fucking terrible because to this day I cannot believe that I felt on the verge of dying in front of a toilet in a hotel room. Like
Mine was
Je-
not there.
Jess was passed out because she was so tired. This girl had been up, bless her heart. She had been up since like 6 a.m. taking care of me. Like, dude, get fluids in you, get vitamins, get all this shit. She was like, you are really fucking sick, and I don't know why.
Mhm.
And so we go. I'm like, yo, let me get a hotel. I'm not gonna show up to work. Like, let me just stay away from my family because this shit seems really bad. She finally gets some sleep. I'm like, oh, dude, I need it. By the way, they gave me influenza pills that day. It was
Mhm.
like the ones that combat the Spanish flu. And it was like, the doctor was like, yeah, it just looks like you got the flu. But I was like, this is really bad. So anyways, fast forward, she's knocked out. I'm like getting out of bed and I collapse. And she's out. She's a heavy sleeper. She's out. And I like drag myself to the bathroom and like finger bang my throat to throw up because I'm like, dude, I don't feel well. I need to let this out. I was like, and I remember sitting there just fucking my entire back of my shirt drenched in sweat. And I'm just like looking at my hands and I'm like shaking, like hands shaking. And like, I'm finding every strength in me at the moment. And I'm like, I'm trying to call out for Jess. And I couldn't because my voice was like, from throwing up, my voice was so like harshed out.
Hoarse?
Like,
Mm.
yeah. So I was like calling her and like, I was like in my brain, I'm like, am I saying it loud enough? And I remember like falling asleep for a second on the toilet. And I got up, I woke up and like I crawled my ass to the bed. Like I couldn't even get on my hands and knees, dude. Like I crawled and like I got on and all I remember is she was like, "Hey, are you okay?" She's like, I felt you tossing and turning. and like she hugs me, and the next thing you know, I wake up and I'm just fucking like the bed is just soaked.
Oh.
And I woke up and I'm like, hey, I'm good. Like, let's go get something to eat. I'm fine. Like instantly from a snap. So, I to this day I think I still got it right. But yeah, that shit it was not fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't. Like that shit sucked.
I I
Yeah.
remember when I got it, dude. Uh,
Shit
like,
was wildfire in your household.
well, cause it started with my mom, and like slowly it got everybody. But what's it called? I didn't even have it the worst. Like my mom had it the worst. That like she looked so bad. It was so fucking bad. But like from my own experience, it was just constant pain everywhere.
Were you
Sweaty.
vaccinated by then?
No, because the vaccine wasn't out.
Ah. Ah.
What's it called? Uh, I was full body aches, body pain, fever, cold chills, a massive headache too. Like that, my head literally felt like it wanted to explode. And what's it called? Honestly, just staying in bed, just trying to get over it. But like, it's like you still want to at least be able to get up and like at least get water or something. And like at that point, like everybody in the house is sick, so it's not even like anybody can really take care of you because everybody else is just trying to fucking deal with their shit too. So
Every man for himself.
it fucking sucked.
That's
like
funny.
legit. Yeah. Saving grace was the rest of our family, like they didn't live with us, so Maria would bring me like Gatorade and like all these
Nice.
other types of foods. They'd make us soup and drop it off and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, that sickness was a different kind. I was just like, luckily I never lost my taste or smell. I will say that. Mm-hmm.
I did lose that a little bit.
I lost it.
Yeah, and I was vaccinated and everything. Yeah, no, mine was only 5 days. I think was it Wednesday? I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have started Wednesday because it's been like 7 days almost. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, 7 days.
I was like,
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
weeks.
they say like 5 days. You at the bare minimum you should be good.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, they
or
say 5 days you can't contaminate people, right? Like
Apparently,
it's in
yeah.
you, but you can't do. Yeah, but that's after the shot.
That's what I was looking online. I was like, dude, am I contagious? Because I do have a like again, I feel like it's
That's
like
sinus thing.
touching myself
Right.
because it's like, this is not fun. But yeah, I think it's my sinuses, and then I just have like a small cough like every now and then. But I think that's also from the sinuses, so we'll see once this is all cleared up
Right.
if the cough is still there. But that might be the most that I have from COVID is a lingering cough,
Mhm.
and it's slight. So
I had that shit
I don't
for 3
know.
weeks. That shit
it was
sucked.
not fun though, having to like I stayed in my house in my room the whole time. Bless my parents and stuff like that. And, specifically my dad for covering my shifts, but always wearing a mask. And then I had fucking gloves in here, and then I had wipes, and then I had my hand sanitizer, and I was like sterilizing myself for fucking surgery every single time I had to go take a pee.
Oof.
It was ridiculous. I did not have fun, but luckily that was like the extent, and I don't think, hopefully nobody else is.
Did you
1,
disinfect
2,
after
3.
yourself, or did somebody else?
I did every time. So the idea
Like
was,
gloves, huh?
well, see that. So yeah, I would put on the mask and then I put on the gloves, and I would disinfect the gloves before I would go out, and then I just carry the wipe with me if I would go anywhere. But for the most part, once I wipe the gloves, that's it. I don't touch myself. I don't touch anything else except for what I'm grabbing when I was wearing the gloves.
Mm.
And that was it. Nobody else got sick or is
Thankfully,
getting sick.
yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Thankfully.
So, yeah. But I'm always in my room anyways, and I'm not like ever really talking to my parents too much. To like, I don't know, just cause.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was not fun. This has been a real shit
What
Pride Month.
You gonna do
So-
anything next month just to make up for it? Your birthday is also next.
It's my birthday month,
Yeah.
and it's also cancer season. So
That started today, right?
today is the first day of cancer season. Make sure your cancer friends are a-okay because we are
Sure
an
they're not
emotional
crying.
mess. Yeah, or mad.
Oh.
They're most likely mad.
Oh.
Wait,
At
so-
something.
So what's happening with your birthday? What are we doing?
I have no idea what's going on.
Mhm.
I told Dom and Nate that I would be down to go down there. I have some friends who live out in Michigan. Yeah, they said that I could obviously use obviously for you guys know. but they would let me use their flyers to go down and visit. But I mentioned to Dom that weekend, and then she hasn't gotten back. She didn't get back to me. And then I messaged her. I was like, hey, is that happening? Is it not happening? No pressure. I just need to know so that I can like plan. If not, cool, that's fine. I'm most likely going to be online that day anyway, so we're going to hang out either way. But yeah, I need to know. And she was like, oh, well, let me let Nate know, and then he'll like, you know, see what's up with the flights. But I haven't heard anything, so I have no idea what's going on there. I don't think it's going to happen either way. So if it doesn't, I have no idea what I'm doing for my birthday. I did tell Mikey that we're most likely going to go. He's going Saturday for Anime Expo.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd be down to go Saturday too.
Saturday was the ideal one for me.
That's what I was saying, right? I felt like we were saying Saturday, so
yeah.
That is most likely gonna happen because Mikey's going and
All those sweaty hot balls.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm also at the Anime Expo. They at first in the first place they were saying, okay, so you have to be vaccinated and you need to have you vaccinated and fully masked, or if you're not vaccinated, you need to have a test that proves you are negative within the past 24 hours, I think, or 48 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, all for it. But then they changed their mind for some reason.
No,
they were
like, just kidding?
Yeah, they were like, okay, so we're not actually enforcing the vaccination or test policy anymore. We're just, no. We're just suggesting heavily that you wear a mask. And it was like,
why? Because California.
I'm not gonna go.
Because it's LA.
I don't want to go.
I mean, you should still. No. I mean, we can go.
Hold on.
But they got backlash. Everybody was saying this fucking stupid. Every single other con has done the exact same thing, and people still ended up getting COVID. That still happened, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been if they were wearing their mask and did the vaccination cards, which they did, and it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So, yeah. Animex was like, oh, okay, we hear you guys, so we're reinstating the policy again. So now I'm like, all right, bullying does help. Support your local bullies. No, I'm just kidding.
I support bullying.
We support bullying. We support healthy bullying. But
that's a very sensitive topic. I'm not talking about that, dude.
We support healthy bullying.
There you go.
That's what I said earlier. But
as long as you bully someone and it's progressive, that's all that matters. But if you're bullying to just bully, then you're an asshole and fuck you.
Bully people that are doing dumb shit that could end up hurting other people.
Yes, yes, like your local companies or something.
Yeah,
like
bully fucking big media, dude.
Bully Target.
Oh.
Bully Walmart.
Bully Target isn't as bad though.
Anime Expo. I don't know. I'm just saying bully.
Yeah.
Target's very progressive. What do you mean?
Bully the companies.
Just bully Jeff Bezos.
Bully Jeff Bezos.
Yo, if their Twitter doesn't have a pride flag on them, bully them.
Oh.
Hell, even if their Twitter has a pride flag on them, bully them.
Bully them.
That was such a fucking media grab. Everybody saw those memes, or at least my friends did, because I retweeted it. If you're following me on Twitter, again, Leesarous, at Leesarous. Yeah, I retweeted that. That is for sure. That was like in the gay Twitter space. A good majority of us are like, don't tokenize us, for the love of God. We're fine with just, I don't know, pride sales. We don't need Target's Pride Month fucking clothing line, and they just look so fucking bad. Or Walmart.
T-Mobile gave stocks.
Huh?
T-Mobile gave stocks.
Oh, they gave stocks?
Socks.
Oh, socks.
Socks.
Yeah. I was like, stocks?
Stocks. Here, you gays. Here's some stocks. Invest in your life.
I was like, how do they know
Thanks,
they gave?
T-Mobile. You know, honestly, I take that. I mean, I don't know what T-Mobile stocks are like, but I take it. Money.
Smart. They're very progressive.
Very so progressive. We give our gay employees cash. Stake in the company so they work even harder.
Dude, last year they gave cups. They give tumblers.
Wow.
Cups? Like
the little coffee cup mugs or whatever.
Yeah, like for like water and stuff.
Yeah. What?
Gay.
But they don't. It's like, hey, here's a cup, and here's a commercial with the pride flag on it. But nothing in our store is gonna be colorful except that thing, and it's only
except their employees.
They don't like money grab off of it because those socks are free. Like it's part of their what they call a T-Mobile Tuesday thing.
Oh, right.
And it's like, and then they do it that one Tuesday, and that's it. They're
T-Mobile
not like
Tuesday.
they're not like, hey, remember it's Pride Month. Hey, happy Pride Month. It's like no, it's like
Oh man, I saw this video of this I don't know if she was Chinese or Taiwanese or Vietnamese. Asian. She's Asian though. She was it was like in her local factory or rented space, and it was her walking like behind like 3 or 2 other Asian gentlemen sitting at a desk or a little workstation, and she walks around, she's like, who's gay? Who's gay? Who's the gay?
what?
And then the guy sitting in front looks up at her and is like, where is it? Should I have a fan? I don't have a fan, but it was rainbow or sparkling. He was like, me, boss. I'm the gay one. And then the fan opens, and then she's like, huh, here's your bonus. And she just flops on cash in front of him. Happy Pride. And then shows off the product for her phone, for her company. And it was a self-installing screen protector. And she shows it off. She flexes. I was like, I want one. This is great advertising. This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I want to be marketed towards. I want some nice little comedy, some humor. Tasteful though. Make it funny. It was very good. I wish I remembered the company name or her name or something. Thank you, ma'am.
You need a lot of brands that actually like know what the fuck to like how to market. Like
You would think they have social media, like their social media team is like us, like people our generation, our age group or something. Yeah.
like I'm sure
I'm getting that sense.
you get to the smaller ones or like smaller companies and probably like
Yeah, the smaller ones, like almost like what, like 2 employees and one of them's the owner almost.
right.
Yeah, most
Like
likely.
big example that like it could go wrong. The fucking Burger King shit that went wrong. The 2 tops or 2 bottom buns.
That was so stupid. I can't believe people got mad at that. That shit was hilarious.
That shit was
I
funny.
thought so
Oh
too.
my
Listen.
god.
It's such a prank.
Tops and bottoms, bro.
But
Oh my
they got
God,
a lot
I was
of
like,
backlash
oh.
for that. And it's just like,
Oh,
These
you
people are
know,
sensitive.
yeah.
you know what happened too for like the same thing. So that's one side of it. On the other side, there was this this gay dude who just posts nudes. He's a porn. I don't even know if you call people that are OnlyFans porn stars. What do you call them? Sex workers? I mean, they are sex workers technically, right?
I guess so.
I mean, they don't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
Adult
guess
sex work.
adult
A
work,
spicy accountant.
adult models.
He's in the adult industry.
A spicy accountant. We'll just go with that. That is what they are called. Yeah, he's a spicy accountant, and on Twitter he was like, "Happy Pride, to taste the rainbow at Skittles." And there's one picture of him with his face, and it's just like a rainbow like light. You can see the sun shining on his face. And then the next picture is just his like fucking foot long, just out, but like but it's just all like rainbow sparkle dots on it. And he actually added Skittles, and Skittles liked the tweet.
I love it.
So
Okay.
somebody on their media team actually was like listening. But the thing is, so it was in gay Twitter, then it got out and it got into normie Twitter a little bit, not completely, but enough for Skittles to like, oh hell no, and then like unlike it. And yeah, the last like tweet was like, I think that was like tweeted in like June 13th or something, and then they liked it. But then after that, the last tweet that they liked after some time was like June 5th, June 1st, or some shit like that. Like they're like, you're fired, get out of here.
I was gonna say, or like maybe it was a bot that, because they have like a lot of bots like that, you know, just automatically reply or automatically interact with shit. But
No, this one looked like
I
it was
really
ran by
hope-
somebody. This was very specific, like especially the tweets. It wasn't like constant. It was very
yeah,
like finely picked. So I was
That's
like,
funny.
I honestly, low-key, really hope that the person thought they were on their personal account, and they
yeah.
just liked
Hope.
it, like, you know,
I mean, fuck it.
like,
Shit.
and then they notice and they're just like, well, it's out there.
Well,
Oh, well.
the internet. I may delete it, but the internet is forever.
I think
And with
Wendy's
that-
has a great Twitter
Dude.
marketing team.
Wendy's
Yeah,
is
that's
fucking
true.
amazing. That's just
With
so
that,
funny.
with that saying being said, make sure if you ever take photos of yourself, don't include your face unless you are say accountant or are prepared for the what ifs that come from having your.
You know what I
face
think
in
about that?
pictures and videos like that.
When people bring this stuff up like that, I think of what's it called, Mia Khalifa now, because
Yeah,
like she started obviously
Poor
in
thing.
like traditional porn, right?
true.
And then
True.
she was supposedly trying to get away from it. She went into like the sports thing for a while. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sportscaster.
yeah,
Yeah.
but now she's on OnlyFans again. And
Yes,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's like
Mhm.
her full time thing or is that just
I
No.
think it says full time. Like I feel like it's like she's like co-doing that and then like modeling. I think like and then doing like other stuff on the side. Like it's just she's just full time doing her brand, her job, which is her brand, herself. So I think she's just constantly doing that, like whatever that may be. But yeah, she got like fucked over in the porn industry. I think that's why it was so bad for her. I mean, because men obviously are super fucking gross, so they were all like super disrespectful to her and shit like that.
Yeah.
But especially like just the porn industry itself really screwed her over on like the amount of money she got. I think overall the most like all the money that she's gotten from those very infamous videos. Like there's only like 3, I think, too. That's the crazy part.
I heard
only, like
about
3
that.
or 4 of them. She only got like $7,000 or some shit like that for all that. And
One of them came with death threats.
yeah, and it's been
Really?
that, and it's you guys can Google any one of those videos and see the thousands, if not millions, of views those videos have.
Yeah,
And
it was
she
all over the news.
only has $7,000 to speak from it. I mean, she has more
Jesus
money now
Christ.
because somebody knows how to market themselves.
But
yeah,
there's
it's
an interview that
crazy.
came out with her, and I think she was talking because they asked her about the OnlyFans. They're like, you were so against it, you
Yeah.
talked so highly about like this, and it's like now everyone's wondering like, well, why are you doing it now? And she clarified it's not porn, it's like modeling professional lingerie.
Hmm.
And it's also her in control. I'm not against it. By all
Yeah,
means,
that's-
do whatever you
Oh
want.
yeah,
Get
chase your
your
bag.
coin. I will support. I especially like her. I think she's cool. I support her. It's like I just feel like it's she has more control over it now. Like it's her
Oh.
own business and her own brand, and she has the final say so rather than somebody else. You know. So
I think she did. It was interview with Anthony Padilla, and in it
God,
she
I love that
specifically said,
man.
very handsome man.
he's cute.
Anyway, she said specifically like the main thing that like she supports OnlyFans mainly because you know like you said they're in control of their own stuff. Like what's it called? You know they're the person that's doing it is the one that's getting like basically all the money, or unless you know they're splitting it with somebody for whatever reason. But on top of that, you know they could delete everything if they really want to, and
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
get copyright of their shit. So
Yeah.
if it happens to leak out there, whatever the fuck, like
Easy
easy
suit.
lawsuit, yeah.
Fat
Yeah.
lawsuits, dude.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah. So even with all this being said, it was funny. So with this whole COVID thing, I was just on my phone out here the whole time. The last time we did this, we tried to do the podcast thing. I mentioned how I was trying to help a friend or someone that I knew or know, kind of like sell themselves on like apps, Grindr, Scruff, whatever stuff like that, gay apps. The Grindr one got banned within like 4 interactions with people, which I think is because you're talking about like transaction stuff, and it's
Business
against the
transaction.
law, I believe, or against the rules or terms of service on Grindr to be doing stuff like that. So with that being said, this guy hit me up and was like, "Hey, so what's up with the stuff? What's going on?" And I was like, there's nobody said anything. Nobody's really interested. The only people that have been interested that have like, because there was a couple where like fuck or suck or both, and or like that's what they wanted. Like we're making your profiles on things where you are within miles, if not feet, of somebody, and most men on those apps are gonna want to fuck or suck
They want
because the
real
options,
deal.
because you're almost there, like you're within reach, literally. So I was like, your best bet is gonna be like Twitter or like an OnlyFans or some shit like that. And he was like, oh, okay, well, make it. And I was like, that's a lot of work. And he was like, well, I mean, and then he gave me this whole spiel of like, it's a lot of work now, but the payout will be worth it. Blah blah blah. Like basically trying to like talk me into doing all this free social media management stuff and like backroom shit for like 10% of whatever he was gonna make. And I was like, you're literally asking me to be a social media manager for 10% of what you might make. I ain't doing that shit. You're gonna have to pay me more. Nah, I ain't doing that.
Mhm.
Hell no. That's a job. That's not silly funsies, because clearly you're gonna like be on my ass about it because you're already asking me what's up with this, what's up with that, and you have access to those profiles. You know exactly what's going on if anyone says anything.
I like how you just became a tyrant.
Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. You're gonna have to pay me more. And then he gave me the whole spiel, and I was like, yeah, still not gonna do it. And then he was like, all right, well, fuck it, fuck you then. I'm gonna do it myself. And I was like, okay,
What the
Okay.
fuck?
good luck.
Yeah.
I don't fuck. There's millions of men, millions, if not, or if thousands, if not millions, of men that are on OnlyFans, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, trying to like get their coin from through gay men. Like
Wait.
that is a thing. Queer baiting. That is
So
a thing. That's
He wanted you to do it on Grindr, though, right?
yeah. That was
Yeah.
easy. That's simple. Make
Okay.
a profile, have him send me some photos, and then I message the dudes first, and then give them his number, and then they go from there.
Okay.
That was the idea. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Phone notification, blah, blah, blah. Easy. This man is telling me, I'm telling you, he's telling me what he wants to do. He doesn't want to hook up with dudes. He doesn't want to do none of that. And he's like, well, but I want to, he still wants to make money by selling content or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, just do OnlyFans.
Right.
That's literally what that is. That's the MO. And he was like, okay, well, make it for me. And I'm like, you have to sign, when you sign up for that shit, that's like, you're signing up for a job. I think they ask you for like your bank routing number, your social security,
Mhm.
a
Photo,
proof of
too.
identification and shit like that. Like that, you're signing up for a job, but you're running it. It's like, he's like, okay, well, let me know what you need. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you can make more money just selling your social security number than whatever you're gonna pay me. So, I don't know about that.
I was gonna
I'm not
say-
gonna do it.
I mean,
man was real
I was gonna
comfortable.
say, I feel like a way you could technically do it is if like you did one where you were kind of like, where you made it explicitly known that the people in the photo is not you or whatever, and it was just more of like a,
Well, but that's what I'm saying is that you need. I don't want to put
a
in all that
photography
work
page.
and type in all those numbers and have that information on my phone, like his social security, photos of his ID and
Right.
shit like that. Fuck that. I'm good.
yeah,
That's
That
very
there,
personal shit.
there are too many what ifs for me to think like, dude, I lose my phone, then like 5 months later he ends up like getting identity theft. Like
Mhm.
that's on me, maybe not. I don't know, but
right.
I just have a feeling that with him being like, hey yo, so what's up with all this shit? And I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Well, do this shit for me. I don't fucking want to do that unless you pay me more. Well, what about the hustle? And I'm like, I don't want the hustle. Then he's like, all right, well, fuck you then. Nah, fuck that
Damn,
shit.
You could
Hell
have been
no.
you could have been a social media manager, dude.
Hell no. I'll still put that under my belt. I don't give a fuck.
You could.
I'll still put
Easy.
it there. Social media consultant.
Mm-hmm.
What's your qualifications? I'm gay, under 30, and part of the millennial group. That's my qualifications. I grew up on Twitter.
Yes.
I was there for the downfall of Tumblr. That's my qualifications. And Vine. We have
Jesus.
lived through a lot of deaths of big social media, internet shits or whatever.
No,
Social
MySpace.
media spaces.
MySpace.
MySpace is still there, but yeah, the hype death of it or whatever. Like
MySpace,
its peak.
yeah.
We were there. I was there for its peak. And
I mean,
for
well, because
that
like
piff?
Tumblr's still around, but nobody fucking uses Tumblr for what
yeah,
it was.
Tumblr is no,
you know?
but yeah, it's the husk of what it was,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
it used to
Same
be.
thing as
It used to be
MySpace.
porn.
There is still
Oh.
porn on it, funny enough, but not that shit that was
No, it was like, yeah. Like, it
not
was-
that good.
now there's fucking
Now there's
fucking
Twitter, dude.
monta-
Twitter's
now
more
there's
than
montage clips on Pornhub and fucking Twitter's just full of porn.
Yeah.
montage clip. I just realized. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about montages like.
No,
Like,
there's
the
pod montages.
The fucking Tumblr compilation videos or whatever on like Pornhub or Twitter. I've seen those.
Yeah,
Those are-
exactly.
that is the
I
thing.
wouldn't doubt it.
Somebody
dude.
compiled all the really known porn videos of like that Tumblr gates, that Tumblr porn space, and they made
I never got into
compilations of
Tumblr.
it.
Me neither.
What?
I never got into Tumblr.
Oh, I did. I wasn't like on it. Like I tried to get into it, like make Tumblr friends or talk to people on Tumblr, but it never got anywhere. I just didn't have like the want or drive to be on the internet like that. Like I did
Yeah.
have like computer friends at the time, but I just was not like into making friends on that space.
Right.
That was just not my thing. It was all for porn. All of it.
I had.
Every single moment I was on there. Oh, and cool pictures. A lot of wallpapers and my screensavers on my phone came
Lot of-
from that, or lock
Mhm.
screens. Great photos on there. Yeah, cool quality.
Most I had was just MySpace, but I think mainly the reason for that, like, I wasn't on the internet that much when I was a kid, mainly because we only had one computer and it was in the living room, and it's like you can't be really looking at porn or anything like
Oh.
that. Like,
Yeah, I feel
no,
you.
the minute you try to do anything like that, it's like
That
you got-
family
you
computer.
got mom in the background, sisters, cousins, little fucking
this?
yeah. They're like, vas a ver, hijo de la chingada.
Oh my god.
It's bad, but
That's funny.
what's it called? MySpace was definitely like the one thing that I did do a lot, but enough to the point where you know, I guess everybody kind of had it. Like those fucking, like you basically became a coder. Like you fucking copy and pasting.
When you started copy and pasting like backgrounds and shit like that.
Fucking
And-
music.
yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah, the fucking song that would like just come on the minute you click on your page. And just...
Yeah, I remember that.
That is the most cringiest, funniest shit ever, dude. Like,
What do you mean,
I
dude?
think-
that
I
shit
thought
was.
it was fun. I had like.
I mean, it was fun at the time, but if you really think about it now, it's like, dude, imagine opening up your Twitter page and it's just fucking, it's just Doja Cat playing.
I had no idea what I was like what I was trying to portray when I was younger. I like wasn't afraid to admit that I liked anime, but I didn't want to like be super weird about it. So I didn't have any anime music, but I did have Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura in the background at some point for sure.
think I did
That was
too.
on there, but I never ever put any of the music on my player. What I was on my player was like Weezer, and then I thought it like I liked like 2 Slipknot songs, so I put like a couple Slipknot songs in there to trip people up. Be like, oh my god, he's not. What is up with his music taste? And I put some like Black Eyed Peas or some
Like,
shit
oh my
on there.
God,
Like,
he's scary.
oh my god.
I'm laughing.
But it was
'cause-
just a mixture. It was a plethora. I had no idea what I
I'm
was
thinking
trying
about
to
the music I had back then.
put out there.
It was literally fucking a mix of like music that I had heard from fucking Need for Speed Most Wanted. So it
That was
like,
your source of music?
well, cause like back then, like it was just music that you hear off of whatever the fuck you have.
Off
so,
of
like,
something,
You know,
yeah.
so music, you know,
Mhm.
fucking video games was it. So they'd have their fucking EA is always known for having their fucking big popular music, you know,
True.
put in their soundtracks. So I had a mix of that and a shit ton of reggaeton because that's what my sister always used to listen to, and I would be stuck kind of listening to what she listened to, and obviously I'm like, oh, this is good. I like this.
How cute.
Yo, people will like this on my profile.
This
I had Rompe on there for the long gasolina.
I had Snoop Dogg on mine.
You would.
At some point, I had Drop. What was it? Drop Like
Double
It's
X
Hot.
hot. Just
Yeah.
click on the page.
Jesus.
I had a bunch of like fucking 50 cents.
And then like backgrounds, I think I'm pretty sure I had the Sasuke Naruto background at one point, but like I remember specifically having the fucking blinged out cholo looking ass Bugs Bunny or whatever.
Oh, I did not do
Oh my
any of that.
God.
Dude, it was.
I
I
didn't
did
have
not, dude. I was not. I didn't have downtown LA like
Yeah, literally,
t-shirts as my
Downtown
wallpaper.
LA.
No, I didn't do none of that.
I had
The
palm
most
trees.
downtown
I had
LA
Venice.
shit that I did. I got those button up T-shirts with like anime sword people or swordsmen or like dragons on them. I had that shit when I was
With
younger.
people
The-
with jeans that didn't
the
fit
button
them,
shirts,
that were
right?
just too big.
Yeah, the button
The
shirts.
shirts
Yeah,
that had
yeah.
mine had flames coming up and shit.
Yeah, yeah. I had blue ones. My brother got like red flames, and I got blue flames because I
Nice.
like the color blue. That's how we worked. But yeah, no,
I,
That's
never
skate
did.
shit on
Never
mine.
put that on my profile. I for sure was like, my shit was pretty flamboyant at some point. Like I was putting. Like there was top 5, but then I was putting like specific friend pictures on the profile and saying, "This is so and so. They're my best friend. They're like this. We get along. Blah blah blah. Oh my god, remember this? Like inside joke put in the paragraph or some shit.
So
That's what I
crazy.
did.
what did you
Yeah,
do?
That's
Did
what I
you do
did.
top 10 or like a less?
I did
had
top
top
3
three.
or top 5.
I think I did top 5 too.
I had
think
top 3 and I had friends fighting for it.
I think at some point, yeah, at some point I was there was a like I remember when it was like, oh my god, who's gonna be my Tom? Who's be my Tom?
Yeah.
Tom 3, whatever, some shit like that. And I think at some point there was like, oh blah blah blah, what about me? Oh my god, you sent that me, and then it was like, okay, well let's just do 8, and like that was like the closest I got. There was always like an option below 10, whatever that option was immediately
8.
below it. I don't think, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you could do 9.
Mm,
There was always
odd
like
numbers. It was
every
always
2
even.
or 3 or 4 or some shit
Well,
like that.
You
So
could,
I think I had 8.
I'm
and
pretty
that
sure
was
you
the
could do
highest it
any
went.
number actually.
No, there was for sure a restriction on it. I feel
Is
like
there?
Yeah,
I
there was,
remember
yeah.
it was never like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And then that was like the most it went. Nah, I think there
The
was
most
like
I ever had was 5.
amounts.
And I was like, at some point, I was like, I don't give a fuck. 3.
Why am I
Fuck all
not?
you.
It's like, why am I not 3 anymore?
Why am I
And one of them was my
Tom?
girlfriend at the time, dude.
Oh,
it was her.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember
then-
that being issues if they weren't in your
In your
top,
top.
or yeah, it's like, hey, what happened?
Like, why am I
The
number
minute they
2?
disappear, it's like nowadays, dude.
Hey,
It's
what's
like,
up?
you know, people put their significant other on their freaking bio, and it's
Instagram?
like, well, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and then the minute it disappears, it's just like either curious people like, what
Hey,
happened, or it's like,
Did you
hey, what's
did
up?
you notice that so and so doesn't have so
Yeah.
and so on their header anymore?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dude, have you seen that stupid trend going around on Instagram? By the way,
Which one?
the whole "ask me an anonymous question." I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I feel
dude.
like that's
We're
been
not
a
12
thing.
anymore.
Are you
No,
talking about the little boxes?
Yeah, so that's like blowing up now. Like,
Oh. I know what you're talking about. I think there's like a curious. I think the website's called curious.cat or something, or curious something.
I don't know.
It's not. That's not the. I don't think that's the website they're using for the trend. But there is something already out there that was like, you just send a message anonymously to this person, and they respond to it, and
Yeah.
then
That was
their
a Snap
profile,
thing.
Interesting.
their profile on that website posts to whatever. And when I would see it, it was on Twitter. I think
Yeah.
that's where I see it, where people,
So-
where
so-
like
yeah.
dudes will send messages to other gay dudes, and they're always something, I don't know, really
Very
sexual or
promiscuous.
some
so-
shit.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So it's like a fucking virus right now on
Interesting.
and a lot of people
Mhm.
I know are doing it, and I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, and it's always, and it's funny because it's always like the girls who are doing it, and then there's always this one comment where people are like, "Yo, you down to fuck?" And everyone's comments like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like,
No, it's
People
anonymous.
say the worst
like,
things when they're anonymous. They don't give a fuck. There's no there's
That's
no
a-
fucking consequences.
so
Obviously.
stupid, dude. I see it. I'm like, and I see
I
people on
100
Twitter talking about it.
I 100% did this, and I had no idea that it wasn't. I didn't know when Instagram first implemented that "ask me anything" like those boxes or whatever. I thought that was anonymous when I first saw
No,
it.
what did you send?
I asked, or I think some dude was like, this dude I went to high school with, and there was a rumor that he was very big.
Mystery.
Oh.
No, it was just a very endowed
Hung.
endowed visual, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Got a third leg?
"Hey, yo, so is this true?" And he didn't say no, which is
Oh.
which was the crazy part. He didn't say yes either. But he was like, hey, "LOL, get out of here," blah blah blah, or said something like as like a joke, or you know, like
he
that
knows who it is.
that banter back and forth. And then I was like, "All right, bet." But I said something else, but it was basically like, "You say that, but I know what you mean." And then that was a response I sent again. But then I think literally in the next two people or next person, I was swiping and someone else did it, and I was just like, okay, whatever, and I was clicking, and then the response was like, I don't think people realize that this isn't anonymous, or that I know who's sending these. Like, it tells me who sent this question, and I was like, oh, I mean, I'm
Well,
like
can I
that
know?
anyway, so
I feel
fuck
like-
it, I guess.
I feel like if you answer anything besides what he did, like just kind of blow it over, it's like you kind of fuck yourself up both ways.
Well, that's the thing. You don't even have to respond to them. You could,
Oh, that's
you
true.
could just leave it alone. That's why I was like, oh, he's responding to it. Oh shit,
Hmm.
crazy.
The one thing I did see that someone posted about that was they had a you can pay money grabbing fucking company, dude. You can pay to like see who's sending these messages. So I'm like,
Oh,
yeah. So
Oh, for the
either they
anonymous
can
thing?
be so either they can be fully anonymous, or if you pay a fee, I think it's like $15 or some shit like
if
that.
you're a premium member, you can see who is sending you the anonymous
Yep.
question.
so
That's
like
fuck.
so
does,
so what? Yeah.
does
so
the
one of my
website
friends,
tell you if you're sending it to somebody that's a premium member?
No.
So you don't even know if the person
Wow.
who's sending it to you can see it,
So-
if they
so-
see you.
So,
Oh, that's
But-
so my friend who's been like posting like these things,
Mhm.
she's like there is just a bunch of fucking like some are funny, like you could tell people are sending it just to be dumb,
Mhm.
but some are like, yo, I don't know who you are, I'm gonna pay for this shit, fuck you, like I'm gonna find out, and people are like, no,
Dude.
and like a couple messages later, people are like, no, don't, it was a joke.
no,
I'm like, oh.
stop.
I'm like, you guys are so stupid, like
I didn't mean it. No,
yeah,
It was
So
a
I'm
prank,
like,
bro.
it was
Like,
a prank. Stop.
and it's so like I was just like,
Terrible.
yeah. So people on Twitter that I read were like, they're like, yo, we're not 12 anymore. Like, fuck this anonymous shit. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Mhm.
don't you got a job?
All right.
It's too much. It's too much.
Stupid. Okay. I think we have to end it here. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lee? Yes. Okay.
We've been
Cool.
going for a while, and it is
Time for me to go.
Lee has
For the-
things to do.
I have
the
plans.
Mhm.
No. I have adult plans with another adult
Another
male
consenting
man.
adult.
Yes, two
Anyway,
consenting adults.
anyway, yeah, we're out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, listening in. Again, hopefully this actually makes it. This is a new thing that we're gonna be doing. Looking like it's gonna be a weekly thing. So if you guys want us to talk about anything, leave a comment. Send us a message in any of our DMs. All of our links will be in the description below, unless you're listening to this on Spotify, in which case you can catch me on at RichScorpion on Twitter, at Leesarous for all your socials.
Yes,
Okay.
at Leesarous for every single thing. Anything. Yes.
Okay, and then at Ninjubee for Steve. Also all your socials.
All of them.
Okay, cool. So yeah, thank you guys again. Hopefully we can make something out of this, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Bye.